if they only love you when you're useful, that's not love. If someone only values you when you're giving, that's not love. That's convenience. And I know that might hit because part of you wants to say, no, they do care. They're just busy. They've just got a lot going on. But let's be honest. When you stop giving, what happens? Because this isn't about one person. This is about a pattern. A pattern where your value in relationship is tied to what you do, not who you are. And if you're honest, you've been part of that pattern too. In a universal year one, Energy Body 1 is asking, who are you becoming in love? Someone who is valued, respected, chosen for who they are. But Energy Body 5 is showing the truth. What are you tolerating? Because right now, you might say you want real love, but your behavior is still accepting conditional attention. You feel most connected when you're helping, giving, fixing, showing up. But when you stop, things shift. They go quiet. They pull back. They lose interest. And suddenly you feel like you're doing something wrong, but you didn't do anything wrong. You just stopped performing. So in this video, we're going to break this down properly. What conditional love actually looks like, why you stay in it, and how to stop accepting it. Because this is where your standard changes. Before we go deeper, if this is already hitting something in you, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell. Because this is where you stop settling and start seeing clearly. And if you want to understand your relationship patterns on a deeper level, download my free numerology guide, because your patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you stop repeating them. The link is in the description box below. So let's make this really clear, because conditional love isn't always obvious. It doesn't always look toxic. Sometimes it just looks normal. Conditional love isn't about what someone else says. It's about what changes when you stop giving. So sign 1 is the inconsistent attention. They're warm when you're available. They're present when you're giving. They're engaged when you show up for them. But the moment you pull back, their energy shifts. Sign 2 is you feel more valued when you do more. You feel appreciated when you help, noticed when you give, connected when you overfunction. And without that, you feel less important. Sign 3, you're afraid to do less. This is a big one. You feel like if you stop giving, stop initiating, stop being available, you might lose them. So you keep going. Sign 4 is your needs feel secondary. You prioritize their feelings, their needs, their comfort, and yours comes later or not at all. Sign 5 is you feel responsible for the relationship. You feel like it's your job to keep things going, keep things smooth, keep them interested. Like if you stop trying, everything falls apart. And this is where Energy Body 5 shows the reality. Because this isn't about what you believe. It's about what you experience. And what you're experiencing is imbalance. And here's the truth most people don't want to face. If the connection only works when you're giving, it's not mutual. If you have to earn your place in someone's life, you don't have one. So ask yourself this. If you stop doing everything you currently do, would this relationship still exist? Because your answer to that is the truth. So now that you can see what this actually looks like, next we go into why you stay in it. Because this is where the pattern really sits. You can see the imbalance. You can feel the pattern. So why do you stay? Because this isn't just about them. It's about what leaving represents to you. Reason 1 is fear of losing connection. Even if the connection isn't fully meeting you, it's still something. And your nervous system says something is safer than nothing. So you stay. Not because it's right, because it feels familiar. Reason 2, you've linked love to effort. Somewhere along the way you learned love equals giving. Love equals trying. Love equals showing up more. So when things feel unbalanced, you don't leave. You give more. Reason 3, identity as the giver. This one runs deep. You don't just give. You are the one who gives. The one who shows up. The one who holds things together. So if you stop, who are you? Reason 4, hope. You see glimpses of potential. Moments where it feels good. And you hold on to that, thinking maybe it'll go back to that. Maybe it'll change. So you stay waiting. And this is where Energy Body 5 shows the reality again. Because even if you know it's not right, your behavior is still staying, giving, hoping, adjusting. And that's what keeps the cycle alive, because you're not just in the relationship, you're in a pattern. And the pattern feels safer than the unknown. You're not staying because it's right. You're staying because it feels familiar. So let me ask you this. Are you choosing this relationship, or are you avoiding what it would mean to walk away? Because those are two very different things. And this is where your power sits. Because if this is about fear, then the work isn't just leaving. It's learning how to feel safe without abandoning yourself. So now you understand why you stay. Next, we change the standard. What you accept, what you tolerate, what you call love. So let's be really clear, because this is where everything changes. What you've been calling love might not actually be love, because love is not something you earn, something you prove, something you maintain through effort. That's conditioning, not connection. Love is not feeling anxious all the time, wondering where you stand, needing to give more to feel secure, overthinking every interaction, or feeling like you have to perform to be valued. That's not love, that's survival. Real love feels like consistency, clarity, easy, not boring or stable, mutual effort, emotional safety. It doesn't mean perfect, but it means balanced. If you feel more secure when you're giving than when you're just being, that's not love. That's a role. And this is where Energy Body One comes online. This is identity. Not I hope they treat me better, but I don't accept less than I deserve. Because the standard you hold determines the love you experience. And if your standard is I'll stay as long as they don't leave, then you'll keep attracting instability. So the shift becomes this: I don't stay where I feel uncertain. I don't overgive to create connection. I don't confuse inconsistency with depth. If it only works when you overgive, it doesn't work. And this isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming clear. Clear on what love is. Clear on what you deserve. Clear on what you no longer tolerate. So now you can see the truth. Now we can bring it into action. What this actually looks like in your behavior. Because this only changes when you start responding differently. Raising your standards looks like this: not chasing when energy isn't matched, not overgiving to keep connection, not explaining yourself to be understood, not staying when something feels off. It's quiet but powerful. Every moment becomes a choice. I am choosing myself, or I am choosing to stay comfort in the pattern. And yes, this will feel uncomfortable because you're no longer over functioning. You're allowing things to reveal themselves. A universal Energy Body 1 says, this is who I am now. Energy Body 5 says, show me in what you do. Your standard is not what you say, it's what you allow. So this is your work, not to force anything, but to stop tolerating what's not aligned. So let's bring this back to you. You don't need to give more, to be loved more. You don't need to prove yourself to be chosen, because the truth is, you already know where this applies. You know where you're overgiving. You know where you're settling. You know where you're staying too long. The question is, are you ready to stop? If this landed for you, if you felt that truth hit subscribe and tap the notification bell, because this is where you stop settling and start seeing clearly. And if you want to understand your pattern on a deeper level, download my free numerology guide, because your patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you stop repeating them. The link's in the description box below. This is your moment, not to give more, but to expect more. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.